Alright, so we're going to do pads and rotors on the 2012 GMC 1500. Here are the new rotors that I got. I picked up a pair of drilled and slotted rotors and the brake pads were about 140 bucks. This is my first time looking at them, and those are going to look amazing. And on top of that, I'm going to be adding performance as well. These should stay cooler than what I have currently, as well as provide additional stopping power. And then here are the brake pads that I'm going to throw in there. So full set right there. And we'll get started on that right away. We're going to use a 19mm socket on these caliper bolts and a breaker bar. That's a short little bolt. There's two of them.
Yes. It's already warm, you know, from driving. That's the time to try to do this is right away. There it goes.
Got her?
Yep. Even pressure, dude. If you try and refund that bitch, it will laugh and snap.
Yeah, you can tell he's done this before. I've never dealt with that shit. So.
These Torx things are not a torque item. That's why I laugh when they named it that.
This is what we picked up at Harbor Freight. Now, this is a set of 6 of them with different sizes, but the specific size we had to use is marked right here. It's a T30. You can use the one mounted in the handle up here, and then this long bit uses leverage, which you saw Jack do just now. And then for your quick work, you just put this end in there and you just spin it just like that.
Alright, there's these metal things here that help the shoes slide or pad slide on. You don't want to bend the out of that. So if you can access some of the different angles that you got to do using these holes, and that way you won't mess those up.
We just wired it up to the coil over, and then that it doesn't have to be tight, it just has to prevent it from falling down.
Alright, then this bracket thing has to come off. So 19 then on the caliper bolts and 18 on the caliper mounting. Make sure that the thing is... That's warm too. It's crazy. Wow. I was afraid of that.
Socket or bolt? Socket.
Adapter.
Hopefully it won't break this time.
I know. It shouldn't, because this is the half-inch drive, so
No.
I'm lucked out that we found the proper one. Holy shit.
The caliper pistons push out further and further, and so in order to get a new shoe in over a new rotor, which is also, the new rotor is not going to be nearly as worn down, you won't have the room to put it back on. So we got to compress the pistons and put them back into the caliper in order to make enough space so that everything fits.
Bitch, that was right in my ear!
It worked.
You know how I fucking hate that.
I do.
cleaning off their oil that they use to preserve.
You do realize
Finish.
you're holding WD-40 right now, right?
Yes. He's blind and shit. Ah, what the f, man?
We're spraying this down with brake cleaner.
To make sure that the finish for the brake pads is good, not oil contaminated, because they have to coat this with oil to keep it on the shelf, otherwise it'll rust.
So we looked it up with drilled and slotted rotors, and it seems like the vast majority of the community agrees that this is a right-hand side. In actuality, it does not matter which side these go on, since these rotors are straight vaned. What would matter is if it was a curved vane or an angled vane. And when I talk about vanes, I'm talking about these slots right here. So you can see that these go straight down in. Now if they were angled, you'd want the vanes angled towards the rear of the vehicle, looking from this direction, kind of in the same direction that the slots are going right now, if they were curved vanes, but they are not. And the purpose of these is the rotor kind of acts as a pump, and as it's spinning, it pushes the air out through the vanes, allowing the rotors to cool that much more efficiently. Yeah, I already know there's going to be a comment to the way I did it, but sometimes there's the right way and sometimes it's just the convenient way.
Yep, all at 100.
The last thing that we need to do is just admire our work. And there's our beautiful... Hey, it's beautiful work.
It is.
And if you think otherwise, you can go f*** yourself.
Yes, fine job you've done.
Alright, so it's been about a week since we put the new brakes and brake pads on. We went on 2 cruises and probably put somewhere close to 500 miles on the vehicle since then. One thing I noticed though, is you just run your finger on there, you can just see, and this is even after I got a car wash just yesterday. No, actually that was 2 days ago. And so you can see how much brake dust these brake pads and rotors are putting off. So I don't know if this is part of the break-in period and that it'll go away after it's broken in, or if this is going to continue throughout the life of the brakes and the rotors. So I'll definitely keep an eye on it and see how they end up working out.